pricing strategies. They figure out, they handle the channels, how the stuff is going to be distributed and be sold. So in any job, I mean, any program manager needs to get marketing involved because you need customer-ready material, right? If you have a product that's going out the door, customers are going to want to read about it before they buy it. They're going to want to understand how it compares to other products. If they go to the website, they're going to want to see like some neat comparisons, kind of a sales pitch. Why should I buy this product? Marketing puts that together. That is marketing's job, is to put that together. So marketing does that. So that is the kind of thing marketing does. Now, marketing in the past, at least in Windows, used to do a lot of customer research, where they would go and say, well, what do customers want? What are the features customers would like? Marketing is doing much less of that now. The research function is being pulled into the engineering teams. And in fact, the last 2 years, I was working actually as a product planner in the Windows division. So that was doing customer and market research. But it was in the engineering group. It wasn't in the marketing group, which further goes to my thesis that Microsoft is an engineering-driven organization. But in all honesty, I will say that when I was a program manager, I was often disenchanted with the support that I would get from marketing, and I know that many people in other program managers, even in groups that marketing was ostensibly supporting, almost nobody felt that marketing was giving them the research or data that was useful to them. Marketing would go and do a lot of customer research and data, but it would come back and it wouldn't help. It wasn't the kind of research that would give you data to make the decisions you needed to make in the engineering group. It would be maybe too general or something, and you need more specific kind of things to be able to make good decisions. So I will say that pulling the product planning into the engineering group has made it a little more effective, I guess. But now it's even more marketing. It's more engineering driven than it ever was, because now the engineers determine everything that's going to be researched. So did that answer your question? Okay. As usual, I talked more than I needed to. So anybody else? Another question back there? Windows 7? Am I on 7? I'm running Windows 7 on this laptop. Yeah. Yes, I've written on my blog. You'll see an article about Windows 7. So. So do I have any advice for how to find out which teams at Microsoft are the easiest to get into? I don't. The teams that are easiest to get into are the ones that are hiring. So I don't. Other than that, I don't have better guidance on it.
No, that was a pearl of wisdom.
I know. I know. I wish I had more guidance I could offer you on that. What I can say, career-wise, which is separate from just getting a job, it's more important. So let's say you get through the door and you're at Microsoft. Okay, you are a Microsoft program manager. For your long-term career, it's more important to be working for managers who are good managers and who are going places than it is to be working for managers who aren't. And so following the cool technology and the coolest things is not necessarily the best thing for your career. You should be following the good managers. That's where you should be going. And there are cases where some cool stuff is being managed by some very mediocre people. And the last thing you want to be is working for those mediocre people. So that I would say that in general. Now, you could say, well, that applies to trying to get a job in the beginning. Should I find out whether the VP is a mediocre VP and whether I should be trying to get in that group? Well, at this point in the game, there's not a lot of openings, period, so how picky do you want to be on that? So I guess my advice right now would be get your foot in the door, wherever you can find the best place to get your foot in. Then once you're there, there's always reorgs happening. Whatever you get hired to do today, you won't be doing that in 2 years anyway, maybe even a year. So once you're there, you keep on your toes. You look around at what you want to get a lay of the land. Who's the managers, where, and how are they perceived in the company, and then you jockey to get in those groups that you feel would be good. Question up front.
How are contractors viewed as far as getting employment? If you go in as a contractor, is Microsoft pretty flexible about then looking at hiring?
So the question is, how is working as a contractor a good way to get a job at Microsoft? And this is actually, that's a great suggestion. I should have mentioned it. Working as a contractor is a great way to build relationships inside the company, and if they really like contractors, it does happen that they hire them. So that is a good strategy, a good thing to do. But most contractors don't get hired, clearly, and not just because they're bad people. Because there's just, and particularly these days, there's relatively few openings anyway. So even if they really love you, it doesn't mean that that they have a position that they could offer you.
But stay in touch.
Yeah. Oh, so we're done? We're out of time? Christy?
Yeah, I usually we go till 8, but we started too late, and everybody was so interested in those questions. I think this has been awesome.
You're welcome.